All right, I think we're recording. If you could give us a little outline of Stone Temple and NLCCC GROWSS, and then what you're excited about coming up this year, because I know you have a few projects that are really cool.
Yeah. So Trevor, thank you. Thank you. I am so happy to be here. I know both you and Phil, and you guys are #1 in my book for what you guys do in the community, making sure that people who want to ride can ride. So kudos to Working Bikes and to all of you for the great work that you are doing. I'll talk a little bit about Stone Temple, then I'll jump into the GROWSS aspect of it. Stone Temple is a historical landmark church located in North Lawndale. It's historic for a couple of reasons, and I always like to give the 2 reasons. First, it's historic because it was a Jewish synagogue, the Romanian synagogue, built in 1926 to Romanian immigrants who came to Chicago. And in that very year, at the end of that year, the Queen of Romania came to visit. So I always tell people, females, if you walk into the threshold, you are a queen, because the queen was here. So you walk into the steps of a queen. And then in the late 50s, early 60s, Dr. King was allowed to come to Stone Temple and to have a hub there actually for his meetings, and did lots of preaching there, especially around the civil rights time. So again, I tell the men, when you come to Stone Temple, you're a king because the king stepped there. So those are 2 of the reasons why it has its historical landmark status. In addition to that, the architecture of the building is just beautiful, and it's also included in the landmark status that is available online. You can go and see and read about the entire church. We have been there as a church since 1954. Bishop Derek Fitzpatrick is my husband. His grandfather purchased the church from the Jewish Romanian congregation, and we have kept up with the artifacts that's there in the tradition, because we believe in bridging the 2 gaps and making sure that we're celebrating our Jewish heritage. And I did say our Jewish heritage because we're all one, and our African-American heritage. So I'm really excited that we were able to do that. And we are just very active in the community, and have always been. Every year we have a big festival that we invite all the people in the community to just come out and kind of do a King and I getting to know you. We have food, festivities, and all types of booths there so that people can learn about what's happening in the community. So that's been happening since my husband's grandfather, the late Reverend J.M. Stone, was the pastor in 1954. This season, with the change in our environment, in our world, with everything that's happening, we have been thrust lovingly into a position to be even more outdoors, to help the community, to provide all of the things that we were given to provide, and even things that we just kind of fell into our laps that we were able to share with our community. And as Trevor stated, Working Bikes has been instrumental in also giving us PPE, and all sorts of things to provide to the community, from Pampers to milk, to all kinds of supplies that people are really needing, that was hard to get at the very beginning of the pandemic. So we were excited to find ways to be socially distanced, to remain healthy, and to make sure that people were getting what they needed, from providing food. I'll go to GROWSS. The GROWSS committee with the North Lawndale Community Coordinating Council was a position that I, again, found myself in at a point where leadership was changing, and I had just started to really get acclimated to the North Lawndale Coordinating Community Council. And I accepted the role as the chairperson of the GROWSS committee. And GROWSS stands for Greening, Open Space, Water, Air, Soil, and Sustainability. And what we do is what it says: try to take care of the earth, try to make sure we're greening up vacant lots. I like to say we'll do a flip my lot. You got a lot that you need to turn green, just contact us and we'll do the best that we can with that. Co-chair is Andrea Lee, who works for UCAN. She's a co-chair, and Anna Maria Leon used to be the chair, and she and I are partners in other things, but there's so many green things going on in North Lawndale, and we are all a part of it. Just making sure that people know how to now needing to plant food and plants together. And I'm just really excited because we have a lot of farming. I'll say farming, but it's really gardening, but food is everywhere that's happening in North Lawndale, and people are getting excited. And one of the things I say, if you bring it, people will follow. And that is exactly what's happening. We're bringing the green to the community, and people are rallying around it and getting really, really excited. The North Lawndale Greening Committee has been around since the inception of the council, and it's been, I think, for the last 15 or 16 years. And we are really moving the needle towards getting sustainability in our community, where it references the food culture. We're trying to get access to food, access to safety, access to healthy food, because we have one grocery store in North Lawndale, and I don't know if it's really a grocery store, but that's what it's called. And we want to do better. We want to make sure that people are eating healthy. So we are creating a community kitchen, a commercial kitchen where the community can come in and learn how to cook all the produce that's being given. We're also partnering with, Trevor said we're doing a lot, but we're partnering with Urban Growers Collective. And each week we have what we call soup for the soul, but now it's salad for the soul, because it's a little warm to serve soup. So we've been serving salad. Last week we had a chicken salad that was phenomenal. We get local chefs from various places to come in and bring 200 items to give to the community. So last week it was chicken salad. It was amazing. And we have a bus from Urban Growers Collective. It's called the Urban Express bus. It comes in, there's all kinds of produce, and the community members are able to get $10 worth of free produce. Anything over that they have to pay for, but it's amazing. So on Monday we have this big, produce party, and you can eat and stand in line, socially distance, and it's just been working. And we've done it since November, and we do it rain, shine, sleet, or snow. In December, we partnered with the community and also with Working Bikes. We had what we call Light Up Lawndale. We put Christmas lights on about 150 trees down the boulevard. We put up Christmas trees, and Working Bikes gave us, did you guys give us 100 bikes, or I can't remember how many bikes we got, but I'll tell you what, we needed more. The newspaper came out, everybody's child was there, and we had the tokens that we were giving out to people, and just the excitement wrapped around that. Even in the newspaper article, there was one child that was interviewed that didn't get a bike, and we got someone to buy the whole family bikes. So that was just amazing. With all that we have been doing, I feel like it's still not enough. So whenever there's an opportunity to do more, we are in position to do more. So we had the Working Bikes experience, we had the Light Up Lawndale, and now I'm going to close real soon, Trevor, because I'm thinking of everything. And what we're doing now is we have what's called Love Blooms Here, because we're trying to create, when we talk about sustainability, how are we going to keep the people in our community actively participating in life and creating an ecosystem that is growing and is vibrant. So we are doing a plant farm right across the street from the garden that you see. The church owns a block of property. So we've taken a corner lot and we've turned it into a plaza. We call it Love Blooms Plaza. On there, we have the museum pop-up spot where you can come in and learn about the community, which is amazing, because like a walk-in museum on the street is so cool. And it's Jonathan Kelly and Chelsea Ridley. They are responsible for that. Anna Maria Leone and myself, we are creating a plant farm right next door to this container plaza where there are 3 containers, and one is a coffee shop. So like, I'm so excited. Even though I don't drink coffee, we got to have hot chocolate with whipped cream. I'm going to be able to come to church and go right across the street and get whipped cream on my hot chocolate, crumpets, coffee, and whatever else that we will be able to have in that container. And then sit there and wait while they prepare my bouquet of flowers or get a plant. So the ideal of that has gotten me so excited because it's coming into fruition. The cans are there. We will be painting them this weekend. And so we're really excited. We gave away thousands of pounds of food during this season, and we're continuing to do it. We have a love fridge. We were called and asked if we wanted a love fridge to have outside of the church to give away free produce. And of course we said yes. It's almost like we say yes to everything that's going to prosper the community and that's going to help build up the community and the people in the community. That has been going amazing. people from all over are coming to drop off food and to put food in the container. And it's just been great because we feel like they appreciate us, but yet we appreciate them for coming to get the food. In probably late 2020, we received a call from Time Magazine, my husband and I, because they wanted to celebrate us for the work that we had done. When in actuality, I just feel like I've been born to serve. So I didn't feel like it was really work. I felt like it was something that I was born to do. And so it seemed like a big hoopla to a lot of people, but to me, that's just who I am. If I know that I have something that somebody can use and I can give it to them, then I'm going to do that, or serve or give or help or share. And I feel like that's just a part of who I am as a human being, to do that. So for other people, that was exciting. From then, we've been getting lots of calls because people wanted to make donations and to give. And so the more we give, the more others are receiving. So I'm just happy about that. GROWSS is very instrumental in making sure that we have PPE, we have all the things that we need to just continue to be a conduit to make sure that North Lawndale has the things that they need. And one of the things I am most happy about is that the garden that we created was a parking lot. People were using it as a parking lot. It was a thoroughfare for all kinds of crimes, and even gang members were hanging out. And I got a call from Faith in Place, if you guys are familiar with Faith in Place, and they wanted to see if we could create a garden. And I had just retired from working. After 30 years, I was able to retire. And here comes another job, but this one I welcomed with open arms. I had never gardened before, and they brought all of the right people to the table to encourage me, to educate me, and to put me in a position where I can create something like what's behind me. And so that, for me, is probably one of my greatest joys in the work that I'm doing, is seeing people come in there and fellowship. And it has it's a place of peace. We call it a peace garden because that's exactly what it is. There's meetings there, there's yoga there, there's everything that you can imagine. There's seating there. It has a big, beautiful stage where this summer we're going to enroll in and do all types of activities. Theater One is going to come and provide us with one-act plays and spoken word, and there's going to be music and barbecue. So, and it's all community. The crime has gone down tremendously since the garden has arrived. And so if we can reduce crime and create more health because of the greening environment, then that's what we're going to do. And I'm excited about that, because it's a true testament of what we can do when we take care of the environment. Because when we take care of the environment will take care of us, and we're able to take care of one another and make sure that we all have our fair share. And I'm going to stop talking because I could really go on. So thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, applause. That is amazing, Reshorna. The work you do is so awesome, and it's great to be a part of it. And I can't wait to visit the garden when it looks like it does right behind you now. So a couple of things just real quick, and I want to leave some time for questions because I'm sure folks have a lot. But you mentioned the Lawndale pop-up spot that's now relocated. One of their first exhibits is going to be called Moving Freely. And it's going to include bicycles and a working bikes generator and possibly projector. I don't want to spoil too much just yet.
I know.
A great excuse for us all to get over there and experience the garden space and also the pop-up spot, and maybe get some tea and crumpets, or that might be for
Yes. Well, it's coming soon. So, I'm putting up a sign saying coming soon. So who knows, it might be there.
That sounds great. And I know you're gonna get bikes, and you're working with some young folks for the summer. So what are those young folk gonna be doing, and how might they use bicycles?
So it's amazing. I have 5 young people from CCA Academy, which is right there on Pulaski, which is right there where the bike can is for Wyman, right? And so they've been working with me this summer. And one of the things that I love about working with young people is that they are available for all sorts of things. And so I spend a lot of the time that I'm with them daily from like 9 to 4. Nope, actually it's 10 to 4. And so we have cooking demonstration. I bought a chef in the other day, and they gave them cooking demonstration, and they loved it. They were excited about that. We are preparing the cans and talking about what these cans are going to look like. We are giving them a lot of life skills. Tomorrow they're scheduled to go to a bank and have a conversation with the banker at Wintrust Bank that just opened. Our plan is to have them do garden work. So yesterday we had our garden partners from Chicago Sinai, and they were there giving them discussions on how to grow the plants, and they were tilling the ground. Like I'm glad that you asked me about it, but it kind of gets me a little emotional because these kids, were told that they were bad because it's an alternative school. And I said to them, don't ever say you were bad. You were in between your goodness. Let's say that, so that you weren't bad. You were just in between your goodness, trying to work out the best person that you can be. And they liked that. They chuckled about that. And the times that we spend together are spent just kind of getting their brain wrapped around that they have a future, and they are excited about that. They today helped me load up the love fridge because we received boxes. So giving them a lot of life skills, and actually doing office work. There was a young lady who answered the phone the other day. So I told her exactly what to say. She answered the phone. And when she didn't have another answer to bye, she was like, okay, bye. And I said, no, you just can't say, okay, bye. So it's like giving them the life skills that they're going to need to move forward. They're excited about learning. They walk to work, and they live maybe 2-3 miles from the church. And so I talked to Trevor today. Hey, is it possible for us to get bikes for those 5 young people? They're dynamic, they are learning, they are growing. And I asked them, would they be willing to ride a bike if they had one? They were so excited about the idea of having a bicycle. And so for me, I've always had a bicycle as a child. I didn't have to have someone because I had parents who could provide me with a bicycle. And just to think that these young people don't have one, kind of breaks my heart. But now that I know that we can get them one, my heart is back together again. So again, kudos to Working Bikes for being there to provide what the community needs.
I have a couple of quick questions because we do have to move on to our next speaker. Just so people could find out more if they wanted to, I guess I just looked myself, and I guess one could go to the North Lawndale Community Coordinating Council to their website to find out more about some of the things you're involved with. You mentioned after you got that award through Time Magazine, well-deserved, that people came to you asking if they could donate and so forth and so on. So it seems like you're doing a lot of things that could use a lot of money. We can certainly provide bikes, but if folks are interested in donating to some of your causes, how would they do that?
So if they were interested, then they could contact Andrea Lee at UCAN, because she takes all the donations for GROWSS. And I can give you guys her email address. Let me just get that here. And Phil, it has some direct ties to Stone Temple as well. His family, I'm going to tell Phil's family is directly connected. His grandparents were members. And we actually have beautiful photos of his family that Phil shared. So Phil, if you want to share a little bit about your family and their time. I mean, I'm just changing things over. I'm just getting Phil to talk about it. But
that's okay. I'll just say my grandfather was from Romania, and he was a founder of that building. His brother was the building superintendent. He was like Lee.
Yes.
So I've been working with Reshorna in a number of ways to support the church specifically, but I also went to the opening of the garden next door, and I'm very interested in all this work on the pop-ups and so forth and so on. So it's amazing, neighbors of Working Bikes that we can work with, both with bicycles and our own sweat equity to help in the neighborhood. I'm very excited about continuing that work.
Yep, and Phil's being modest, but he's a very generous person, and he's been very helpful in the process at what we're doing in Stone Temple. So thank you publicly, Phil, for what you're standing for. I appreciate you.
You're most welcome. Any other questions for Reshorna?
I have a question. This is here, Nina. There is a Love's Bloom fundraiser happening. Is that right?
Yes, Love Blooms Plaza. Yeah. There's a GoFundMe page where people can give. I was just talking to Faith in Place because we are looking to do solar in those cans, and I may be able to prey up on some solar energy for that site. So I'm so excited about that.
Oh, thanks, Anna. I was going to throw that link in there too. Any other questions, or should we ask Reshorna in person next time we see her? All right, we should move on. Thank you so much, Reshorna. Thanks for being at our meeting and for all
You guys are welcome. Thanks for having me. This was wonderful. I'm so glad I could be here. No, guys, I'm happy to be here. This is great.
Nice.
So Trevor, am I kicked out, or do I get to listen to the next speaker?
You are welcome to stay and
Okay.
listen to Shail. Let me do something. I'm going to stop recording right now.